right, good morning, everybody, or good afternoon if you're in Europe. This is Jared Napolitano. I'm going to be streaming the top 16 match between allstarz97, Justin Desai, and Ericobasso, Eric Spijksma. I think it's Spijksma, but he can correct me. But so we're going to have game one here, this top 16 match. They just fired up the game. Justin post light side first. So bear with me a little bit. It's very early my time. Just woke up, fired up the coffee. So hopefully I don't jumble my words or anything since I'm still like half awake. But thanks for joining. Thanks for watching this on a replay if you're doing that. You see the starting cards here. Justin's going with Old Allies, and Eric looks like he's going with Walkers. So with the slip sliding away start, and he's got the Prepare for Surface Attack V, which is a cool card because it might mean that we're going to see some AT-AT cannons, which you don't always see. And Justin's going with a pretty conventional start here with Walkling V, Strike Planning, a Brave Resistance. Eric going with Security Precautions to help with his activation. You may start your landing is pretty much definitely always screams this is a Walker deck. But Prepare for Surface Attack is interesting. I wonder if we'll see some AT-AT cannons target Old Allies vehicles. Because usually there's like the Falcon, obviously, which can go to space, flip and go to space as a starship. Or sometimes we'll see like Dash and Rogue 12 or Rogue 3 with Wedge. So that'll be interesting. It has some, normal opening things. Imperial Command, go get Veers V, kind of an engine for Walker's decks pretty much. And Eric pulls the Defensive Perimeter and Walker Garrison. So we'll do a couple giveaways here. We'll do a sticker book token for the program. Hopefully people trickle in a little bit, so you have a nice active chat. But yeah, thanks, Kuhn, for being, it's like my only viewer so far. And as Justin pulls General Leo Organa. So this is, I guess, 6 of the 8 top 16 matches have already concluded. This one and the one between Brad Kippel and Cryptophist will be tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. Eric pulls AT-AT cannon during his control phase. So we can, if there's some slow points here, which might not be the case, because I know Justin plays very quickly. Our current reigning world champion from a couple weeks ago, he won his 3rd title. If you're not aware, there's a recap on the website starwarsccg.org. There's also a recap, or I take that back, not a recap, a preview article for the OCS. If you just go to starwarsccg.org, it's on the right under news. It gives a little background, a couple relevant links. Justin comes in pretty heavy favorite. He had a pretty unprecedented season, going 67-5. Eric qualified, I believe it was June. He went 11-1. And we have the Blockade flagship come out. So I know Eric, in terms of deck strategy, I know in the last couple majors he's played like a very anti-mains tie deck with like a Mustafar Combat Readiness V start. All the stuff you want to see for mains, like Tarkin's Order, or against mains, Tarkin's Orders, like Image of Dark Lord. Like Enter the Bureaucrat, I think, is in there just to try to cap drains, all that fun stuff. But Eric looks like he's off to a pretty good activation start here, getting his bridge out, getting the mountains out. Obviously, he's going to deploy the 3rd marker, which is pretty autoplay. And yeah, we have Silver Glen in the chat saying, expect a deck like this, KTOD plus, or I don't know when you guys get upgraded to the full KTOD, but that might be a forever thing. I think I've heard Justin say sometimes that KTOD will always be like Johnny, Gem, Desai, and Baroni. But I know, obviously, Silver Gun and MHT have been testing a lot with Justin, and to great success this year, and maybe even a year and a half, I think, was what Justin said this week on Hollow Theater, as he was a guest. So check that out as well. You can go to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/StarWarsCCG, and that has all the PC's videos, including this one once it's done. So Blizzard 4 comes out. He does not upload anybody, probably because I don't think he had the Force, because Justin pulled the Goldenrod Shield, which would require 2 more Force. And of course, he needed to save the force for upkeep. So maybe, so either this is just a calculated play that OA doesn't usually go attack on turn one, or maybe he's got a barrier, but definitely wants to start applying early pressure here and threatening 3 damage with a drain. Since he's activating 13, paying 3 drain for 2 on turn 2 wouldn't be crazy, I think. We'll see how this goes. OA usually has a very, very scheduled turn 1. Pull General Calrissian with Strike, or he might have open-handed that. But we're going to expect to see Ray come out to the encampment here, which just have an AI on gem, similar to Ice Plains V. They were like partner top 8 foils, and he does have the AI Ray, which are very cool. That I guess it's about a year and a half now that we've had alternate images on gem. People really like them. We have a event going on right now, the Gem AI Booster Bonanza, where people can earn packs. But there's been lots of other reasons throughout the course of the last couple of years to earn those packs, which come with 4 each, or up to 4 different series that gradually have more and more recent AIs, which are pretty cool for making your deck look pretty cool. Justin's going to throw down Rose and pick up Poe. Does the Ray scavenge from the bottom of his force pile, in addition to already grabbing a card from his use pile, of course. I expect to see Ray move over, probably a fly up here, and then him and Justin threatening a drain of 2 on his own, or as well. I feel like OA usually gets even more force by turn 2, because it gets that boost. All right, so he's going to leave Ray on the ground. That makes sense. So he can satisfy battle order, threaten another drain of 1. Eric's got a 9-card hand, so the space packages for these Walker decks can vary. Sometimes they're Star Destroyers, sometimes they're like a shuttle package. Sometimes they might just be like the Mara Jade and VT49. Eric exchanges the Walker Garrison, uses the text on the Ice Plains V. Doesn't get the free movement or the ability to threaten Ice Storm like the non-V does, which my teammate Wayne Cullen, who really likes walkers, will do. So lots of free movement between the North Ridge allows ATs move to here and from here for free, and the non-V version does something like that too. And of course, this makes the deploy -1 for vehicles and Imperials. So battle plan comes out as expected. Just depending how fast this goes, I'll either cover game 2 today, which should be right after, or our stream team lead, Mr. D Tartag1, Dan Tartaglione, will tag in and cover game 2, as I'll have some responsibilities later this morning, including coaching soccer, or as our European friends say, probably more accurately, football for my 4-year-old daughter, which is an adventure. All right, Rebel Leadership gets played. Justin pulls Admiral Radis. Eric grabs it. I would usually play Secret Plans by now against OA. There's some decks that you just know you're going to need Secret Plans, and you never want to get caught kind of forgetting to play it, like Old Allies, Legend, Diplo. Those are 3 decks you are never, ever, ever going to regret playing the Secret Plan Shield. So Eric is now going to pull another thing with Prepare. We don't see this card play too often. I like it. It's really cool for blowing up the. If EBO is popular, it's cool. I did that once actually in an OCS game, which was fun, against Paul McPherson. I think I had Mara Jade, the Emperor's Hand, piloting the AT-AT. So she got 5 ability, which helps to blow up the generators. Gets another AT-AT cannon, because I think you already got one the first turn. These are pretty pricey, but that's where this thing comes in handy, because it makes them deploy -1, fire for free, and add 1 to armor, which helps against like under attack, I guess. And here we see Blizzard 1 come out to Jakku. Veers goes for free. He also adds a Destiny to Power. And Blizzard 1V, which just came out a couple sets ago in set 17, which actually I think Justin played 2 times in his ROPS deck at Worlds. Targets it hits are 4/0, so that's bad for Ray. Also in battle, I think, oh boy. Eric's going very aggro here. So we got Blizzard's got 1V, and we'll see what Justin has here, because that's a lot of power. That's going to be a Battle Destiny, a Destiny to Power. Ray is going to get her game text canceled, so she's not going to add the 1 like she typically does to Total Battle Destiny. She might be forfeit 0 if Eric draws high enough. This fires at add 1 a targeting character or creature, so I think you need to draw 4. Yeah. So we have battle. We're going to have the cancel of Ray's game text. OA, I think, has like kind of a sneaky counterbeat potential because it does have a bunch of characters that can fight, especially Ball and Jakku with the exterior sights with speeders and all. But this thing, so fires for free. It can fire at vehicles and it would add 2. So depending on what wedges play, that Rogue 3, if Justin plays that, or like Blue 11 or Dash and Rogue 12, which we just saw yesterday in the match between Joe Olsen and Steve Baroni, because Joe played Old Allies as well, en route to a match victory. So this will be interesting. I don't know OA as well as a lot of others. Like I know Silvergun, if he's in the chat, Hujix. It usually plays a Hujix. I know more recently either switched to no Hujix or I don't think it usually plays the combo Hujix. Or would have some practicality with defending Star Spider in space. You can add a Battle Destiny. So you have the shot and it's gonna miss. And there's nothing really to redraw that except maybe like close call. So he misses. So Ray loses her immunity because her game text is canceled. Normally she'd be less than 6 on Jakku. Justin's going to play I Think I Can Handle Myself, so that's going to help him here. Avoid overflow or minimize overflow. I don't think there's any ways. You have to draw really high, and Eric would have to draw really low for there not to be any aspect. But if Eric draws a 1, Ray's got to die anyway. So now it looks like... So I don't know. Does that action say that Justin does not have Hujix, or not necessarily? Because he could still get out of this now without. Ooh, draws a 1 for the Power Destiny. He may still have the Hujix. It might just be trying to avoid using it. So he draws a 5 for Destiny Total Power. So now they're only 5 apart, and Eric draws a 4. So 18, so it looks like there's going to be some, so if Justin just draws like a 2, he's fine. Draws a 5. Alright, so that's probably going to kill Blizzard Scout 1. And no overflow. So that could have gone worse for Justin if there was a hit, if there was a, although, with handle, I think I can handle myself. This can cancel Weapon Destiny, right? Cancel Weapon Destiny targeting your female character. So yeah, so if Eric did draw high enough, he would have just played that. So Justin had some outs there to avoid any overflow. So now Ray's gone, and this is where probably won't play Secret Plans here, so he doesn't just like walkling Ray back once per game. So you can't do the once per game again. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because she went there. If she came from hand, she wouldn't have gone to the hut. So turn 1. So Justin could like walkling retrieve and then a Brave Resistance to get Ray, but maybe he has another Ray in hand. Maybe he has probably has a second Ray floating around. So he did not sack the walkling, which probably makes sense given a couple different options and the fact that you can use that activation early on here. All right, so now we have Walker at the 3rd marker. We have a Walker at the Nema outpost. I think we'll definitely wait a little bit to do the sticker book token, since it's still pretty early for a lot of people. But right in the middle of the Saturday for European players like Eric. Eric is probably the most well-traveled player this year. He went to Endor from the Netherlands, which is quite a long flight. And then he also went to Worlds a couple weeks ago. And of course, he goes to European Championships. He organizes the Dutch or Ryloth League, which is very, very cool league. They do a couple different types of events. They get very creative, which is very cool to see. I think they have their nationals event. I think it's tomorrow. Today or tomorrow. The Dutch nationals event. So looking forward to that and the results. That's not a decklist required event. It's in the state/European national circuit. So there's a special foil. It is the Jedi holocron and a couple other unique items. You know, it was nice that with Eric at Worlds, I could just give him the whole kit in his deck box. Didn't have to do a separate shipping, which was cool. All right, so the Tonal Village comes out. Radis goes aboard the Falcon. He could use that once per game to pull like a Corvette, which he's going to do, or a Rogue One, or a Hammerhead Corvette. So he takes the non-unique, which the OG from Premiere. Just great stats. Deploy 4, forfeit 8. Makes a lot of sense in this deck. Alright, so down comes Leia Rebel Princess. This thing's immune less than 4. And out comes Rey, so we're going to get a flip here. And yeah, so he had the other Rey in hand. It's going to get a use pile pull. Find something helpful in that 9-card use pile. Presumably consolidate Leia over to the village, and then he just would cancel the drain there. So I'm doubtful that unless Eric wants to take it, always the question of, do you just try to bore through and make him burn the Leia cancel force strain game text, or do you try to just get rid of Leia? The worst is when you kind of get in between where you pay, they cancel a drain, and then you go and like dedicate resources towards getting rid of Leia. So it's like, yeah, it's probably better to save the force, not let them retrieve a force. But yeah, you kind of have to make the decision of to optimize. You want to figure out what path to go. All right, Rey will draw the bottom card of Force Pile. Still early here, lots of Force face down. Justin's now flipped, so you can reduce that drain from the third marker. So it seems like Eric's probably only going to get 1 damage through on this turn, as he may need to replenish his hand this turn. I'm sure OA has lots of tricks, so it's going to be tough, I think, for Eric to break through either of these locations that light sight's on. So R2 Brave Little Droid comes off the top to the you may start your landing ping. Destiny 6s are always fun, and you can cancel just strong battle destiny, cancels lateral damage on a starfighter, also adds 2 to power and hyperspeed of any starfighter. So put that on the Falcon. I think the R2V, the new one, I think Justin ran it in his at least his day 3 or top 8, whatever phrase you want to use, deck list at Worlds in his Legend deck. That's a pretty cool card. You can draw Destiny and subtract it from attrition, and I can do the once per game shuffle or place a card out of play. I think it's interrupt out of play. Alright, so Eric's going to go out with another walker. So we got a third walker here, Blizzard 2. Usually that spells bad news when General Veer's V is a potential to follow. But of course that's not the case because Veer's V is over here. Now, these can fire at adjacent sites, right? Yeah, and it fires for free, so that's interesting. So he's just going to move over. Yeah, it doesn't have the pilots or anything else to threaten. But he's going to block a drain of 1 there. And Justin will push through 2 damage. He punishes his hand a little bit. Just a quick kind of PSA. This week, the donations program debuted. Whoops, what did I do? And we kind of did like a spoiler campaign across the social media for the PC. So one thing I definitely wanted to give a quick shout out for is if you didn't know that the PC has an Instagram account and you're on Instagram, give that a follow. It's just at SWCCG. One of the deck boxes was spoiled on there, as well as like Discord, Slack, which are a little more popular than the Instagram. I think the Instagram has around 400 some followers. as Eric will lose to the drain here at the system, Masterful Move, I guess that's the second AT-AT cannon that he pulled. So yeah, so Discord, Slack, Twitter, Facebook, we debuted a different box on each of those. And those will be used in the donations program, starwarsccg.org/donations. And that kicks off in about 17, 18 days. That's a great way for the PC to fund a lot of its initiatives and give a lot of cool stuff out to people to thank them for helping with that financially. So out comes the graveyard. So yeah, point of that whole little PSA, give the Instagram a follow and look out for the donations program going live. All right, so now we have a speeder going to Hoth, Dash, and Rogue 12. No immunity or anything on that Blizzard 4, so this is probably going to result in the Blizzard 4 dying. And we know he has Poe because he had that last turn. So that's going to be 2 Battle Destiny. This thing will be immune less than 5, even though it's typically immune less than 4. So this, potential for overflow, but probably not. Eric would have to draw low, and Justin would have to draw pretty high. And he's going to use the Brave Resistance to get solo. Justin still has 8 Force to work with here. And we're going to see a battle. Battle Destiny, we got 5 for the first one with Escape Pod combo. And a 2 in Gold Leader and Gold 1. Some of these images just look great. The graphics team's been doing an awesome job with these remasters. Look how crisp this looks. It looks like it's the actual freaking card as opposed to like a digital version. I think Christian announced that set 2 just got released. So that's not a big set, but some of the bigger sets have already been remastered, like set 0. This was an updated image with the cool, I forget the phrase here, Starburst maybe, I think it was what it is. So 15 to 11 total power, everything's immune for light side, and Blizzard 4 dies, no overflow. But yeah, the graphics team and the Gem team have just been doing awesome things. Like even Radis, look how crisp and clear, set 9. Yeah, I think that's one of the ones that's been remastered. And then, so Justin's just going to move away on the ground. Maybe we'll do a trivia question or two, give away some Jump AI boosters to thank people for paying attention and engaging in the chat. And frankly, anyone on the streaming team can do that during these games. We always appreciate people watching and subscribing and following Twitch and YouTube. So in the moment, we could do some boosters, and we can assign them out. More recently, I got the capability to make those what's the word? To actually execute and give out the prizes to people, so I don't have to bug EBT or Jeremy to do that. So I can do it a little quicker without bugging other people for something that I'm kind of creating extra prizes to give out. So Justin's looking pretty good here. This image is also awesome. This is on the t-shirts for the 2022 donations program. We need your help. So now Justin's starting to turn to 2. If you have a 2 piloted TV, that would have been pretty wild to get that up to a 3. Very possible he's got a Rogue 3 in here. All right, so Eric's going to play Tarkin's Bounty V. Dan's player card that he will always make sure you're aware of. And he'll find hopefully a key card for him in this matchup. So yeah, so Silver going to put similar matchup against Tom Damon, and then initial stabilize. Yeah, so, and of course OA can get a retrieval engine going with Rose. It can, if it starts battling with General Leia. If it's set up, it's like a lot of light side decks. I feel like QMC is the same way. Once it gets stood up, it's really hard to break through it because they just have ways to get all the key cards they need to recur people, to hold their own in pretty much every battle. I wonder what Eric goes for here. Probably has another Blizzard 4 floating around. He tossed one AT-AT cannon. I don't know if he's got a third. But I think this is a matchup that's really tough without getting any type of establishment in space because the drain. So he can't. Well, no, and Leia obviously works really well with the objective. So even if Dark invades the light Jakku sites, this can't reduce damage at a from force strings at a Jakku location. But that's where Leia comes in. He just cancel it. But actually, no, take that back. Now Tarkin's bounty prevents that. So yeah, so that is good for Eric going forward. But this drain of 2 versus drain of 6, like he's got to change the math somehow to definitely change the math to win, and really should change the math to try to at least reduce the differential here because this could get pretty high when you're out damaging 4 turn, and I think it just probably gets better and better because a lot of the stuff in walkers is pretty pricey for Dark. A lot of the nouns between the walkers and the if they're Star Destroyers or any beefy characters. All right, so inconsequential losses come out, and yeah, that's a interesting tech card. Silver Glen Crash Landing. Let me pull that up. Marquand and Blizzard 6, which we saw drawn for Destiny earlier. General Nevar. Looks like he's going to contest here, presumably with a command to limit. Pose second Destiny. So the way Crash Landing works. Pulling it up on Scomp, if you're not aware. Scomp, SCOMP.StarWarsCCG.org. Invaluable resource. Awesome. And also has lots of cool rulings. Just kind of preempt pulling up the 195-page advanced rules document to find a glossary entry. But yeah, so Crash Landing used to interrupt Destiny 4. If you have a piloted AT-AT present at site, target opponent's non-creature vehicle, same or adjacent. Draw Destiny. If AT-AT is a vehicle weapon, add 1 to draw. Target crashes Destiny, that's a 3. So, and here's the weapon. So he basically just needs to draw 3. And this thing crashes. And then crashes, let's see. Is that in here? I think it makes it power 0, land speed 0. I think it makes it that the pilot can't apply battle destiny, or is effectively not piloting. Maybe we'll find out here. But no battle here. Eric is just going to move Blizzard 2 away, and Justin will scavenge a card. Oh, he chases them. No, not move it away, sorry. Yeah, so both, and that first one costs normal, so that the characters deploy move, yeah, so it doesn't apply to vehicles. The extra cost to move. Alright, and then Eric's going to replenish his hand. He does not have to save anymore for Blizzard 4, but no threat of a barrier now. He's got inconsequential to reduce some forfeit, or reduce some attrition, I should say, in battle damage if needed, but and then cycle the cannons. But like something like Antilles Maneuver would be problematic if we're going to have a battle here, to make Eric use a force to fire weapons. Drain of 2 Jakku, but Eric does cover up both of the other drains that Justin was threatening. All right, let's do a giveaway. So let me come up with a good reason to do a giveaway. I guess we'll do, so this will be a trivia question for the chat. How many unique Blizzard walkers are there in Star Wars CCG? The first person to answer that will get a Gemp AI booster. How many unique Blizzard walkers are there in Star Wars CCG? As we see Rose come out, so now you can get that going and shoot. It may typically be like trample bait. So maybe either Justin has like a perimeter scanner, he's just going to try to keep Rose away from the walkers. So Blue 11 comes out, another vehicle. So it's interesting with the AT-AT cannons. They could fire at these vehicles and at +2. Maybe get some hits, and Blizzard 1 makes them forfeit 0. All targets, not just characters. While Veer's piloting. So yeah, we got 4 from Kuhn. Yeah. Yeah, I should have been more specific. But yeah, I think that works. No. Anyone else? All right, blue 11 is going to run away. It picks up Leia and Rose. And disembark Rose, of course, or keep Rose outside so she can actually apply her retrieval game text. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to go with 5. The question was how many Blizzard Walkers. So I think that should include Marquand in Blizzard 6. And then Blizzard 8, 4, 2, and 1. Oh, yeah. I guess if you have the V version. So yeah, B-Fred will get it either way. Yeah, because those are different unique ones. So yeah, so B-Fred, you get a Jump AI pack. I'm not sure what series we'll do. Maybe we'll do 3. Maybe we won't do the newest one. There are other reasons. They're a little more exclusive at this point. But yeah, Blizzard 1, Blizzard 1V, Blizzard 2, Blizzard 2V, Blizzard 4, Blizzard 8, and Marquand in Blizzard 6. So yeah, you get, it's even in your central time, right, B-Fred? Is it 5:30 a.m. your time? All right, so walking retrieval for R2 Brave Little Droid, but then Eric plays imbalance combo to make him lose a force. Justin ran away over here on Hoth, so this is now drain at 2. And the walker only has land speed 1, so he's not going to be able to block that drain. So yeah, so OA just with a big time turtle turn of running away everywhere and just continuing to threaten drain of 6, and now it's got its retrieval set up with Rose. Accelerate by Eric to go fetch a card. He does, yeah, see, this is what I said earlier about play Secret Plans, like, to be like your second action of the game against old allies. You'll never regret playing it. So a few things here. So Accelerate gets Decree during Eric's activate phase. It's non-V, so that'll shut off the drain at Jakku. As Justin plays all wings to get nothing. So trying to think what he might still be looking for. What on maybe like a rogue 1. We saw a gold leader floating around. I think we know that Justin has a Corvette in hand. Kind of a pro play there of just like not over deploying. Maybe I'm not sure if Justin got to verify at this point to know kind of what Eric's base package looks like, but you know, some newer players will. Oh, we have an artillery. That's spicy for a loss of 1. Not, difficult for him to track that around. He knows it's now 6 from the bottom. So maybe you can use that 7 for something good, at least maybe like a crash landing or something like that. But with Justin running away everywhere, crash landing might be hard to pull off, or at least pull off in a way that then results in a big battle. It's a hit to cancel the drain, so this is why OA is pain in the butt to play against. It has all these like ways to mitigate damage, but it also can still pack a punch and get some pretty decent drains in. One thing I was going to mention, the Decree non-V is not going to shut off this force drain +1 bonus. That's an interesting rules interaction because this is the way Decree is worded and the way that this is on the light side, or it's on the dark side card. Even though you might think at its surface, this is a force drain bonus. I think the way Decree says it's like your opponent's force drain bonuses, so it's not the opponent's force drain bonus because it's on a dark side card. All right, so Eric puts Image of the Dark Lord V to reduce that drain to 1. I don't know how much the skeptic might just say, all right, well, now Justin's just going to move dash either to the plains or over here. He might not move to the plains because then if he does that, then he can play crash landing. But we don't even know for sure if he's playing that. And then still he'd have to move over here. All right, so now he's got, I don't know if I like that play. So now he's dedicating Vader to a non-battleground where he can't drain at all. Yeah, I probably would have rather just put Image over here on the Tonal Village. To some extent, now Justin's got the setup where he's got these vehicles, he can just keep bouncing around 2 sites away. And all these walkers are only land speed 1. So that's going to be kind of a futile attempt for Eric to catch up and catch them if Justin's just going to keep running away. Yeah, I was up very late last night as the Phillies did not win game one until around 12:45. And the dog was barking, and my son wasn't sleeping well. So, yeah, I haven't had to do many other streams since our stream team has been awesome in covering a lot of these games live, like Charlie and Joe, and of course Dan and Timo covered a game. Who am I missing? Oh, Bill did a game yesterday. So covering these live. So this is really the first. This is the first OCS game I've covered. All right, now we just have kind of move phase actions of both walkers on Jakku move over site. But yeah, Phillies with an improbable comeback from 5-0. Got my Phillies hat on. World Series. All right, so start of Justin's turn 5. Let's see what he does this turn. 25 face down, so he's got one more card face down, one more card in hand. So Justin with 2 more overall hand in life. Board state looks a bit better. So now he can... Eric can pay 3 to drain 2 here, presumably. Ping 1. I don't think he's going to pay 3 to drain 1 here. If he's got artillery floating around, Justin did not grab the artillery. He's probably saving it, I guess, for trample. Maybe command if it comes in. Probably trample, because he definitely wants to probably keep a rose out there. So even if either he's going to P-scan the first one, perimeter scan B to cancel trample, or he's going to just simply get out another rose. He already did burn his Walkling, but I think rose is pretty important to this matchup just to keep getting force back, especially for match play. Eric top decks a Gick and loses a second Veers V from hand. Here comes the retrieval, so now BB8, so that's another easily trackable high destiny. So he knows that's the second from the bottom, which I'm sure Justin's on top of. Could come in handy for a couple different things. Yeah, let's see. So let's do the sticker book token. We have 16 viewers. We're about 40 minutes into this game. So yeah, the sticker book token will be AT cannon. And let me AT cannon, and I will paste the link to that in case you're unfamiliar in the Twitch chat with that program. But by now, hopefully everyone who the program appeals to, where you get these sparkly foils. I'm not sure if Beefred's completed his set yet. I know my teammate Ryan Surson, I think he either needs 1 more or like 3 more. It's one of those 2 numbers. But yeah, pretty cool program. So, oh, that's okay. So Vader makes it -2. I was gonna say that bonus. So he does the image and the Vader. So that was a lot of resources towards turning the drain off. I probably would have saved Vader for somewhere else, but sticker program. All right, solo comes out. All right, so that should be Ruh-roh. Join Twitch today. Am I not even logged in? What the? No, I'm logged in. How could I don't know. Maybe James will pop in at some point and provide the post, but you can just go to the forum.starwarsccg.org, go to general discussion, and it's one of the sticky posts at the top if you want all the details. Oh, I lost the chat. Close. All right, so Brave Resistance, Rose gets put down. All right, back to the chat. I don't know what happened there, but hopefully everyone can hear and see me okay still. Nothing on the Brave Resistance. Justin just put down a 5 to basically check his 2 cards. He might have been searching for something because he could verify using this, right? For remainder of game. Oh no, it's just while side up. So yeah, you can't. Oh no, you can do it while the side up once per turn. So yeah, you could have done it that way. Chewy comes out. I just missed that. That was before the verify. So Chewy and Solo holding this down. You know, skeptic will probably say, "Oh, Chewy's gonna get trampled. Rose will get trampled," but you know, obviously that's something that Justin anticipates. He's either got a canceler for it, or he's gonna make sure that doesn't backfire and hurt him significantly. He's well aware of the threat of trample. So we did a sticker book token. We did 1 jump giveaway. Maybe we'll do another one, but I'll come up with something good. PSAs. Maybe we'll get them in case the action gets. There might be a lot of move phase turns here. But yeah, coming into this, so real quick, so just in case anyone needs some this is the bracket here, and the top left here, Justin's a 1 seed, Eric's a 16 seed. I'll play the winner of Shaw Myers, which is Myers. And this one down here, 413 Kipples tomorrow. Gavin got past Stubley. Taco Bell with a big upset over MHT. Joe advances past Stevie. Bastion advances, and Kessling advances. So I know a couple of those matchups as Blizzard or Blue 11 moves over a site right in front of Vader, so Vader could cancel pose text, but these aren't things that I'm sure Justin isn't kind of calculating. I guess just having that rogue 12 at that 6 marker isn't really doing him any good, so he figures he moves off there. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I think Dan said that only 2 people picked Bill out of like 38 in the fantasy prediction contest to beat MHT. So that was a huge upset. Bill won the first game by 13, and then the second, he kind of did what it's not the first time ever or second time ever that's happened, but I know Tom Struther did it in the final of PC20 back in the end of April. Or I guess it was maybe like early May was when that happened, where he just kind of like suicided himself towards the end of the game and lost game 2 by less than what he won game 1 by, so he won the match. As Justin plays escape bot combo to turn off the 1 damage. Eric already used his grabber on Rebel Leadership, so as Eric gets for the verify. So yeah, so Bill advanced in that way. He was playing, I think, Hunt Down V versus MHT was playing Yoda Communing. MHT's having a great year. World's runner-up, won the Gem PC, won last year's OCS. So another member of the team with Justin here, and of course Silver Glenn in the chat, and Baroni and all, the whole crew. All right, so Eric now grabs the trample with Blizzard 2V during his control phase still, so he can't play it quite yet because he doesn't have any walkers at the same sites as any vulnerable characters. I'm going to pay 3 or drain 2. Justin loses combined fleet action from hand and gold leader gold 1. So again, Justin has a better idea of what space package Eric has. Doesn't seem too worried about anything in space right now. Combined fleet action gels with the vehicles because it downloads them, prevents opponent from drawing more than 1 battle destiny at any site where he occupies the system. Admiral is an interesting place because General Leogan is very popular, and same with Grand Admiral Thrawn V, and they suspend them. So there's a little bit of risk if you play them. They're dead cards, but they're also, of course, Destiny 6s, and if your opponent isn't playing that, like if you're playing against Shadow Collective, for example, they're not going to play Grand Admiral Thrawn V or certain light side decks. So yeah, the Imperial Walker come down for 4. Good old OG Imperial Walker from the 2-player game. This has a Japanese foil from, I think it's Reflections 2 maybe Reflections 3. I remember I got one, but I think it's like really curved, so I can't use it in games, even though it looks pretty cool. Alright, so Finn comes down as a react. Does he have the Destiny adder that works with Finn and Poe or Finn and Rey? Comes a trample. Should not surprise Justin. He grabs it. And let's see if he has the canceller. Nope. And he draws a 7. So yeah, so remember we said last turn that Eric could track that around pretty easily. We knew it was the 6 from the bottom. So well done there. So if no Finn, he would have drawn a 7. It would have gotten subtracted by 2. So he couldn't have cleared Poe and the vehicle. Even if he tracked it for Battle Destiny. But we're going to have a shot here from the adjacent site. That's spicy. And he draws another 7. Wow. So that's going to be hit 4/0. And I don't know if that one was blind. Did he play? He didn't play artillery twice that last turn, did he? Let's see. Yeah, he played it once. Yeah, he only played it once. Okay, so yeah, that might have just been blind. It looks like Justin was debating about subtracting, but adds 2, so it's a 9. So even with, and then it's Power and four. Oh yeah, because of this text. So yeah, some of these virtual walkers are pretty good with they gel with the weapons. Cards are power and 4/-2. May not apply ability towards drawing battle destiny. Whoa. So how is Justin still drawing battle destiny here, right? Alright, so cards it hits. Is that a bug? You would think that the permanent pilot doesn't apply, right? Cards. Yeah. So maybe that might be an easy thing to work around. He draws a 1, because Justin could just decline to draw. But I don't see anything in the chat about the issue here. But yeah, that might be a bug report. Because now, yeah, they should have some chatter here. I don't know if Eric doesn't realize it. But you would think, because now he's gonna lose now he's gonna lose Vader. Ugh. So that's not great. Because yeah, this is only forfeit 4. He does clear Poe in the ship off, but now Eric's gonna lose Vader when he shouldn't have to, and also it should be like 2 overflow too then, because without that he'd only have power 3. Oh no, this still has its forfeit. That's now Eric realizes it. So yeah, it's forfeit 3, 9. Yeah, but it says I can't comment anyway. But Justin seems confident that dash isn't hit. But the way this is worded, maybe it's right. I mean, we have some weird interactions in this game. But oh wait, what does it say? Here. Cards Blizzard 6 hit are power and forfeit 2 may not apply ability towards drawing battle destiny. I mean, Dash and Rogue 12 is a card. It has a permanent pilot. I mean, if not, I don't know. Why wouldn't it just say like characters then if it didn't work on like permanent pilots? Looks like there probably would be space for it. It's not like it was a text constraint thing, is my guess. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it came up at some point. Or I shouldn't say I'm sure. The odds are that this was probably already reviewed and gone through iterations, but that's definitely a takeaway of, I'll ask EBT about it. Yeah, because if that didn't happen, so he still doesn't take overflow, because the speeder would cover 3 still. Post forfeit 6, right? So it would have been 11-3, as we see. Escape pod combo played to upload Hujix at the end of Eric's turn there, as I was blabbing about the rule. Looks like he moved the walkers over to cover, moved Blizzard 6 rather over to the defensive perimeter. Now gets another ping here. So maybe I wonder if he would have lost Vader anyway, because now he can kind of hide this walker here. I mean, old allies might play Cornhorn, or I'm trying to think other spies that might play. But yeah, otherwise move Vader over for a drain that he'd have to pay 3 for. So yeah, I think the walker might be a little better to keep anyway. Alright, so Justin activates. We're going to see damage of 1 and 2 here. Decree is not active. And a retrieval of 1. He'll get Poe back. This is another annoying thing about OA. Then it just gets the characters back and brave resistance for them. Tough to actually really kill all their characters and keep them off the table. Okay, so looks like Kuhn is pulling up the rules, so it is a bug. Looks like maybe there's a rules post about it. Looks like that's the question. I don't see an answer in the chat. Can you paste the response from Gurgle, Kuhn? Alright, so Restraining Bolt gets tossed from hand for Eric. He also lost Accelerate off the top. C permanent pilot. Maybe a cutoff. I can't see the response. The pilot card is not hit and may therefore still apply battle destiny. Permanent pilot is on the card that's hit. Oh, okay, alright. So definitely a bug report. Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate. Again, I'm not sure if he still loses Vader anyway. Like he'd have to. Would it be more advantageous for him to? Oh no, well, he wouldn't have to lose anybody. Duh. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking he'd have to lose one or the other. No, he wouldn't lose either card. So yeah, that is pretty big then. Because then he can move Vader over, keep the Walker there, try to get Vader towards the defensive perimeter to fight versus Chewie or Solo. Um, all right, so Eric lost Walker Garrison, and we saw the restraining bolt. Rose retrieves Poe. So yeah, I'm not sure what you do there. Like this is the unfortunate thing about online play. So to some extent, it's like how do we remedy it in the moment? Replaying the game is not an easy solution. I think if you find something like that on like turn 1 or 2, I think it makes a lot more sense because lines of play aren't revealed. Verifies aren't given out. It's a lot easier to just be like, all right, let's just restart. But yeah, in the moment, like I said, that seemed like pretty straightforward and had a workaround. So yeah, just unfortunate. All right, so now we have another trample here on Chewie. Eric's going to pay the 2 force because it was grabbed. Looks like he's going to hit this by drawing another garrison. So he's got lots of walk. This is a spicy deck from Eric here. AT cannons, double Walker garrison, artilleries. Maybe he's even got a third trample floating around here. This is a Walker deck. This isn't one of those, Walker decks with 3. All right, so or like 3 or 4 Walkers. This has probably got like 6 or 7. All right, and now, yeah. See, Eric. He needed to play co-clearance is also a really good shield against old allies because they're definitely gonna play Jedi Lev V because there's a lot of characters usually, and not all of them have great destiny. So he immediately is now going to retrieve Chewie with Bowcaster. And Eric says, haha, Chewie comes back out. Yeah. The thing is, if you played it in battle, if you waited and played it in battle, I think this works, right? Monster battle involving... Yeah, so it's not like you could wait. Not like it would have been a better play to wait for his battle phase, play trample in battle to prevent something like that from happening, because in that case, or Justin would have subtracted 2, he would have missed the trample. Yeah. Yeah, because if you're Eric, about a turn or 2 ago, you probably, or maybe even before that, you got to kind of think to yourself, what shields am I going to need the rest of the game here? You only had 1 or 2 played at that point. Co-clearance is definitely a good shield. You're not going to need Coward. You're not going to need Battle Plan. Maybe you use the Watcher Step Shield against Solo if it actually is going to come into play and be the difference, that 1 force. Justin's going to shoot at Blizzard 6 with Chewie. He's going to miss, right? This is Armor 6. 7. Solo's going to play Jedi Lev from Lost. See, that might not have been a bad idea either to play it, and now he's going to hit the Walker. So this doesn't look good for Eric because now Justin gets 2 Battle Destiny. They're going to be +1 each because of Anakin. He's going to subtract 2 from Eric's Battle Destiny. We're going to fire at Chewie with the AT-AT cannon. He's going to hit. Looks like, yeah. So it's going to be powered. Chewie's going to be powered 4 for -2. So why is... Oh, he's probably got like a Wisa or tracking us? Or why is Justin doing that? What did I miss there? He went for Chewie? Is he defense value plus something? Oh yeah, duh. Wow. Yeah, that is a brutal sequence for Eric. Yeah, so, yeah, that's the last part of the flip side. While with Han, your episode 7 characters are defense value +2. And unlike Trample, the gun actually targets defense value instead of ability, so... Alright, I got a Battle Destiny of a 6. Yeah, this is rough for Eric here. Wonder if they'll be over. So now, Justin can't subtract from that because he already did it. So that's going to be 13. Inconsequential cover 16. Looks like I got another Battle Destiny, so 18. This guy's forfeit 4. 22. Where? Alright, so yeah, so it looks like he's going to have no overflow. So that's a silver lining for Eric here. Anakin gets forfeited. And then I wonder now. Justin only has one force left. See, now that would have been big. Again, if you played the solo shield there, he would have had to burn this one force, and then Justin either couldn't have played it, so that would have been his walker didn't get hit. But I mean, the walker is still gonna die to attrition. So, how much does that? Maybe in that case, Justin then just says, "All right, fine. I'm not gonna play the solo card from Lost. He needs to save the force to run away here from Blue 11." Okay. All right. So now Eric's starting turn 2. Probably Justin's got pretty strong board control here. He's got 20 cards face down, 9 card hand. Looks like Eric should be able to get 3 damage through here, right? Although no, if Justin got an it's a hit, that would be problematic. I don't know if Eric he probably has his artilleries. I think they're both floating around his reserve deck. Eric's about to start his turn 7 here. All right, maybe we'll do another trivia question. We'll do this for a Series 4 AI pack on Gemp. So, trivia question. So, there are 2 cards in the Japanese Hoth set that have like typos or misprints on them. One of them's missing, I think, a deploy or a forfeit value, and the other one's missing a title. Can anyone name those 2? And this will be a good way to plug the Encyclopedia of Collecting, which was recently updated version 3.1. If you go to starwarsccg.org/collecting, it's like a 195-page guide with everything and anything related to Decipher Star Wars CCG collectibles, like not just cards and sets, but posters and print materials and all types of things, Easter eggs it goes into. So if anyone could answer that question, I'll give an AI pack. It's what 2 cards from Japanese Hoth had misprints. They're both dark side cards, if that's helpful. So Eric is now going to play Force Push, similar to a couple turns ago when he plays Tarkin's Orders. Try to find something key and crucial in his force pile. That might try to change the equation here. I don't think have we seen any space yet. I think we saw. Do we see a Death Squadron assignment V or Death Squadron assignment floating around? Because that could be used to pull, like a Vengeance or a Stalker or a Tyrant, which could be one way to get the way to pull like Marquand. Yeah. All right, B-Fred, you get it. I thought so. They're both missing titles. I thought the one was missing a forfeit value. But all right, so B-Fred gets both packs. So well worth not sleeping, right, B-Fred? All right, so it's a Series 3 and a Series 4. I did not say that we couldn't have a repeat trivia answer winner. All right, so Eric grabs a card. We don't know which one that is yet. He's going to look for something with Prepare for Surface Attack V. That doesn't produce anything. This is also a card that can be pulled by Death Squadron assignment because it has Death Squadron in the lore. So you could float that if you need to. All right, so you got artillery. Sometimes like the non-V version, I guess that's a way to. That's really helpful against like Watch Your Step because then they can't control your drains. It's really helpful against EBO because what's the exact text? I think it makes it so that those non-battlegrounds like can't be canceled from like simple tricks. Yeah, your opponent can't cancel your force drains at Hoth locations. I think is the way it is. All right, so artillery gets a damage of 1 through, and Justin loses. Getting pretty good at this from hand, which is the Destiny Adder. When Finn is with Poe, Justin's going to lose a card from reserve, so he likes the 7 cards in hand. Escape pod combo presumably has some used interrupts on hand still, so Eric still got 21 force face down. He can chip away at this differential. The problem is that like the ping is going to wash with Rose. Justin's now that's the thing. Justin can't really like dig for it. It's a hit because that would be counterproductive for the differential. Yeah, all right. Thanks, B-Fred. So yeah, they're both missing titles, and then the Bestman Spider. I do have the Bestman Spider one. I don't have the Snowtrooper Officer or the E-Web Blaster. I wonder how much they're worth. those misprints and stuff like that, those can go either way. They can either be, and they're usually more obviously more valuable than the normal card, but sometimes they're like extra more valuable. All right, so we have Blizzard Force going to trample solo. That's the third trample. He's going to pay 3 to do it. Presumably he's going to hit if he's doing this. Yep, he draws a 5. I'm not sure if he can track that, but I'm not surprised if Eric's deck is pretty high destiny right now. I mean, he definitely did the verify, so he knew the odds. But now, I said it does not target defense values, so looks like the destiny's hanging in the wings. I don't know if he's got like they're tracking us, which wouldn't save him here. Right? Yeah, because do a 5 versus a 3. You targeted Han, right? Not, yeah. Yeah, good point, Kuhn. But now that Solo's gone, he wouldn't do it. He should definitely. I would have pulled Code Clearance. I know, sometimes that makes me laugh. Sometimes when someone plays a sense versus you and you don't have the shield out, and then you immediately pull the shield, and then it's very possible that never comes up again the rest of the game. So it's kind of like a matter of you want to, make sure that you're being proactive, but you don't want to burn shields unnecessarily. So it's sometimes the damage is done, and sometimes people do it just be like, I'm not gonna let you burn you with this second sense. So, but you might not have any interrupts in your hand or any key interrupts or stuff like that. So, yeah. Point being, yeah, it would not make sense for him to play the solo shield right now. I think the co-clearance shield still makes sense for him to pull. All right, so Chewie hits the Walker, and Eric draws a 5, so Chewie's gonna die, right? Even though it gets subtracted. Yeah, so that's just to avoid a 1 overflow here, because otherwise it'd be 13 versus 6, and Chewie covers 6, so the subtract makes sense, because there's not going to be any other battles this turn. Yeah, no decree, so the drain at Jakku will still be 2. Eric's only got 1 card in hand, only 4 enforced powers, so obviously he needs some more cards in his hand, but, getting Solo and Chewie off that defensive perimeter, he burned Blizzard 4, reburned a trample, burned 3 4s, but, getting those characters off that site, for next turn, maybe subsequent turns after that as well. And we'll see what happens here now. Move phase. Does he want to chase that blue 11 again? I don't know. So yeah, if I was him, it's a drain of 1. With a raise on it. So in theory, you could play like Handle and turn it into a drain of 2. But he could also do that same thing with the Talma Village. So I'd be tempted not to move over here and just chase him. I'd rather... He really needs cards in hand here. But he does move both walkers over. Because then you're also moving in front of him. He's probably going to keep running away. That AT-AT cannon can be maybe a little bit scary for Justin. But, I'm sure he's got tricks to try to not get hit. Yeah, with that Jedi left to get Chewie back was brutal. Because, Justin probably might not play it then. Because he doesn't want to turn off the Rose retrieval for the rest of the game. Yeah, I mean, it's always tough. How do you define if the bug is truly game breaking, game defining? I think it's definitely gonna, chip into the differential though, because he would have been able to. He very, very likely would have been able to keep Decree on, so that's 1 drain bonus a turn. I doubt Eric would probably pay 3 to drain 1 at the North Ridge many times. But yeah, that's unfortunate. Eric loses a command to the drain at the outpost. He lost another. Did he have 3 garrisons in here? Imbalanced Kid and Strider. I think he's got 3 garrisons, 3 tramples. I can't stress this enough. This is like a pretty serious Walker deck. Yeah, I have a hard time seeing how he crams space in here. Given he's got accelerates and artilleries. And then Justin's going to throw down Jin to block this drain, which was like the best thing that Eric had going for him, and run away again. So Justin has 17 cards face down. Yeah, probably has a few used interrupts in his hand. He's going to ping one here, but of course that's something that Rose can get back. Yeah, bugs are unfortunate. I mean, there's a lot of Gemp has been absolutely amazing for the game. It's not perfect. I think it's easy to get really frustrated when bugs happen. I try to keep things in perspective and think, sometimes as we see on streams, sometimes in in-person events that, misplays happen, things that active judging would catch. Games are not played perfectly in person too. So if the argument is like Gemp is quote unquote worse than in person, or this, unfortunate things would never happen in person the way that they do in Gemp, that argument doesn't hold a lot of water. It's just a form of the unfortunate or haphazard or random events is very different in the two forums between in person and on Jump as Erica comes out here. So Erica V. So now that's some retrieval that Eric can get going to extend this game. Justin has 8 cards in hand. You wonder if we can't put out General Leia, so we can't like attack in and get lots of retrieval. And between General Leia and Rose, those are kind of the 2 key parts. So yeah, there's an used art from Justin to cycle and all wings. Eric no escaped a Imperial Command back. And let's see. So yeah, so now Eric's going to be in this game of, he can't really leave Blizzard 2 because then Jin can just break your cover in battle, which is probably... and so he's just going to keep chasing Blue 11 around. Yeah, I don't know. Looking back at that, like I said, when I was reading the cards, I was like, this seems pretty straightforward. That the entire card, permanent pilot and all, can apply towards Battle Destiny once it's hit, given the game text of Blizzard 6. And that's one that's, you could play around, because Justin, if they're both on the same page and say, hey, yeah, it's clearly a bug, Justin could have just declined to draw, because you're always prompted to do it. The thing is, Jump is just so complicated. Sometimes you second guess yourself of, oh, maybe this, maybe. I feel like 95 times out of 100, Jump is right when people say, hey, there's a bug here. Usually it's not, but yeah, this is one of those 5 times it appears. Eric cycles and accelerate, loses surface defense V off the top, and looks like he owes 1 more force now. Yeah, so now the decree is active. Eric was pretty big though. I wonder if that was like a force push card or if he just had it. Definitely a good card from playing against Justin. Since he's coming off playing Legend, where Erica V would be helpful because Luke is not going to be at Battleground in that matchup. Let's see here. Beaumont Kin gets uploaded. So we're at 7:10 here. I told Dan was going to tag in. I told him I'd be okay till 7:30. So depending on how this plays out, I might either start game 2 and then tag out and Dan picks it up, or maybe if it's a kind of a clean break, maybe Dan just starts game 2 from the beginning. But yeah, so Eric's got to be in mode here to try to cut this diff. Rebel Flight Suit comes out, so presumably that could cancel like Imperial Command. Right, this works at a site too. Vehicles power +2 if present at site. So you can't do that because it's not present because it's inside the vehicle. Once per game, piloting in battle. So yeah, you can cancel even out of sight. Admiral Statura and Beaumont. So these characters just keep coming from old allies here to now invade the 4th marker. If I was Justin, I'd probably say there's no way he's playing 4 tramples. So these characters are defense value 3 and 3. And he's just gonna run away. So that's interesting. I wonder if I was Justin, my plan was to run away. I wonder if I wouldn't even deploy the flight suit, right? Because Eric isn't gonna be able to really threaten a fresh battle. I know he's drawing. Huh. I'm not going to question Justin. I'm sure he's probably got a bunch of used interrupts in his hand, and there's going to be a few more turns here because Justin's only getting through 1, 2, 3. Looks like now 4 or 5 damage. But But Eric is probably going to try to just push this out a couple more turns to... but yeah, he's just going to do 1, 2 damage, and he's going to have to pay 3 to do it. So their tracking house gets cycled there from Justin, so that's 1 card he puts back. Oh no, sorry, 2 force, but it gets reduced. Yes, that's just 1. The drain. Now you can get the drain at 2 through, right? Yeah. Alright, so yeah, one or the other, so it's total 3 damage. And retrieve 1 versus Justin's doing, or threatening 5 and retrieve 1. But Eric's probably going to cover up that Tonal Village drain, I'm guessing. Erica with the retrieval. AT-AT cannon comes out, so now he can fire at adjacent sites, or he can... This thing doesn't do anything with the AT cannons, no. Just Blizzard 6 and Blizzard 1V. Yeah, if Eric has 4 tramples, he's a madman. Because I don't know if I've ever seen that. Alright, so he's going to move over. So the AT-AT cannon can get, mitigate some forfeit in a battle here, but I don't know if I guess he's got to block that drain. But at this point of the game, like, Justin's going to draw more than a 4, so he's going to kill either the Walker or Erica. Like, he knows that their tracking house is the bottom. It's his only card in his use pile. Justin moves Jin over with his last force. So he blocks that drain, so now it's just going to be... But now he lost to Kree now with that move. I wonder if it would have made sense to just leave Erica there and just move the Walker. Because this thing draws on its own and it hits. But even if it hits, these characters aren't like 4/0, or they can satisfy attrition. So he'd only kill one of these characters. He'd only probably kill one of these characters, if that. Well, definitely one between either Battle Destiny or hitting. But then he'd keep Decree on. He'd also then make it... Yeah, because now Justin's probably... He might battle and then run, or he might just run. And now instead of a drain of 2 site that he has at the 3rd marker, he's going to have a drain 1. And Eric's probably going to lose either Erica or the Walker and the gun, which means he's going to lose the ping, which means, again, even though it's getting reduced, because Justin's pretty solidly on 2 Jakku control locations, which is how you can reduce with the 7 side, of course. So Eric's playing General Veers V. I think he's got 3 total Veers. I'm pretty sure he had 2 Veers, right? So 3 Veers. Can't stress this enough. I've never seen a open deck this leaned into everything with walkers. Alright, so we have a handle that's going to add 1 now that Decree is off, so that's a 4 strain bonus. And Eric's going to lose 2. Blizzard 1V, a second copy of Blizzard 1V, and Imperial Command from hand. That's interesting. 2 Blizzard 1Vs, even though, like, he's got 2 Veers, I'm sure a bunch of commands, so you can download, right? Doesn't Veers, you reveal, and, so Blizzard 1 would have to go to Hoth, so yeah, so having the 2, I guess, helps him get to Jakku, because you can't use Veers V to deploy Blizzard 1 from reserve deck, unless to Hoth. Okay. Alright, so Justin's going to verify. We know that one of those cards is they're tracking us, right? Captain Hera. Alright, so that's going to add a Battle Destiny, so now he's going to get 2. And now it's possible... No, probably not. He's not going to... This is a total of 10. And there's General Leia to Persona replace Leia Rebel Princess, which is now going to enable him to retrieve 1 here at the 4th marker when he initiates. So yeah, so kind of channeling cards in hand to cards in life force here. BB-8 comes out to up the damage to try to not allow Eric to just keep extending cycles, but Eric's going to have a really hard time now getting more than just treading water, because now he's just going to have this 1 ping and you got Rose there. So I think Eric's going to be in the zone of probably better just to draw up than extend the game. Let's see what Justin's other destiny is here, besides a 4. Hera is hit, but that doesn't reduce forfeit, doesn't prevent her from applying ability toward Battle Destiny, doesn't cancel game text. There's the 4 that we knew about. And we have a 5. So yeah, that's going to kill either the weapon and Erica or the walker and the weapon. Eric draws a 7. That'll get reduced, right? Yeah, to a 5. Which means Hera's just going to cover, right? Her forfeit didn't go anywhere. Yeah, so she covers. Alright, so just got confirmation from Dan. He's ready to go. So when this game is over, I'm going to end the stream and Dan will start up from his account. Or not from his account, from his computer. It'll also be from here. Twitch.tv/SWCCGPC. And he loses Erica instead of the walker. So that'll get the... Man, no. Because the ping would be 2, but he's just going to get reduced. Presumably Justin's just going to run away here with blue 11 again. See, this is another... Obviously, this is why OA is strong, because it can play this game of just evade and run away and cat and mouse, so to speak. But it also can pack punch and punch back. And that's where I think like some other light decks, like No Idea can beat you up at the beach, but it can't really like fight back on a lot of other areas. Because it doesn't have a lot of weapons. It just really has bays. Doesn't really have a lot of... Or it can't play Jedi. So that's where OA is, more able to fight back. You got Chewie, you got Solo. It's just usually, I mean, Silvergun knows better than me. It's probably like usually 23, 25 characters in that zone, which No Idea is as well, but No Idea just has more scrubs and less kind of strong characters. And it just has lots of tricks that synergize well. I think it's generally, for walkers, I think it's a really tough matchup because they have that reduce. And like as we're seeing here, just like the dark cards are more expensive, they're clunkier, they don't have the higher land speed. As the game gets longer, it favors light side. Because dark can't just sit on all the Hoth sites and do its own thing. It has to try to disrupt, but it's not going to usually be very successful at doing that. All right, so you may start your landing triggers. Gets reduced. Justin loses a card from hand. So yeah, this is interesting. So Eric's gotta be very careful not to give away diff here, and this is where experienced players, especially or experienced players with match play, they just find like several cards in diff for like a game 1, and a lot of times, like as we just saw with that Bill and MHT match. Like that was 1 card. It was, and then total net, and Bill was able to do what he did and kind of suicide himself, and just edge out the match. But yeah, so Eric doesn't want to allow a Rose retrieval, allow a General Leia battle retrieval. Yeah, flight suit. Yeah, you can disembark and then put flight suit back. That's a good point, Silver Glen. And Eric is not putting a weapon out, but I wonder what he's going to do here. Because like the weapon isn't very helpful right now because it doesn't reduce forfeit. He's forfeit 5. There's like no way that Eric's going to clear both these characters. The way this is, like if Eric had another character, that'd be really helpful because right now he kind of has to keep these two, Blizzard 1 and Blizzard 2 together. Because the Blizzard 2 is just left by itself. Jin's just going to break cover, kill it. Blizzard 2 doesn't get Battle Destiny. Alright, so here comes Tarkin. I wonder if Tarkin... Yeah, I don't know. Would it be better to go to Jakku in some form? I don't know. But now... So Eric's going to battle here. Get rid of one of Eric's characters. Lose maybe Tarkin. And then again, Justin can keep running around with the one remaining guy, I'm guessing. And I don't think Eric's going to be able to corner him very well. Like he could move the... And not with only one force left now. Because what he could have maybe done is try to move the Imperial Walker over to reinforce and then try to trap him somewhere. But I don't think that's going to play out. Especially because he's getting pretty starved for force here. And the only free damage he has, obviously, is that you may start your landing. But that's just totally offset by Rose. He's not really getting any drains. He's not getting any drains through. Does draw the 7 for Battle Destiny, so that will kill both. Oh, no, it won't. Silly me. 2 from the We Need Your Help. So Statura will just cover now. Beaumont will survive. He draws a 6. And yeah, so, it looks like Justin could even, battle with Beaumont, right? That might lead to overflow. Yeah, because this thing's 6. Could draw a pretty decent Destiny. Beaumont can only cover up to what? Oops. 7. Maybe I think Justin probably needs to commit another character from hand in order to deploy battle, retrieve with General Leia, and not get overflowed. Or maybe he's got a Hoojix in his hand, in which case... Or I think we know he has a Hoojix, doesn't he? We know he pulled one. I don't know if he ever got rid of it. So maybe he just does that. He just suicides Beaumont, retrieves, runs away everywhere. It just shuts off all of Eric's damage. So yeah, now he can fight over there with Rey. She's not going to get overflowed, and he's probably going to be able to draw at least a 4 to get rid of Veer, so this becomes empty. This thing, even if this thing hits, it's not a huge deal, right? Like, Justin's not really worried about Eric paying 3 to drain. After this round of damage, he's going to do now what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if he has a handle. And looks like this will be a win in, around the mid-teens for Justin. Alright, so Justin's probably thinking here about exactly how to maximize every point of differential. He draws a card with Rey, okay. Probably has at least one. My bet would be at least one used interrupt in his hand out of 3. I think probably has a Hoojix and something else. Let's give a drain. There goes artillery off the top from Eric. 2 at Jakku. Accelerate. Retrieve with Rose. Yeah, shields. Shields, I think like newer players or old school players, they like to often, I shouldn't say often, sometimes they minimize the impact of shields and that they're cop-outs but shield management is not easy. It takes a while really manage well. So that co-clearance one was, and the solo one, I think were both kind of big. And that's where it's like, obviously every action, changes the trajectory of the game. Both players play a little differently depending on how things happen. But usually, I would say those shield pulls might have cost, a couple, maybe like 1, 2, 3, something like that, differential, and that could be the difference. All right, so yeah, Just initiates here. He gets the retrieval with Ray. Eric's gonna hit the blue 11. It's going to be forfeit 0. Right. Defense value 4. Where's defense value? 4. Even if he subtracts 2, this thing adds 2. Easily hit. Forfeit 0. I know it's been teased elsewhere, but walkers are going to be getting some more cards and more theme in the upcoming V sets. I think 99% sure Chris Kelly mentioned that. Maybe Drew mentioned it on his Holo Theater episode a couple weeks ago. So people that like Hoth, like walkers, like AT-AT cannons, I think they'll get a little more of an upgrade. My understanding is back, I think when Justin won his first or second Worlds, I think his first, he played a walkers deck. So in Legacy, it had some pretty strong, evidently, potential. All right, so Eric draws a 5 for Power Destiny. He's going to get a Battle Destiny because of Veers' text, but Justin draws a 6, which will clear everything. Oh, no, it won't. It'll clear Veers and the weapon. So now Eric got a card back in his reserve, which could be good. Presuming Justin's going to battle, get rid of Blizzard 2, right? So that's 22, gets reduced, so now he's at 20, so yeah, no overflow, but yeah, so the Rebel Flight Suit won't go to used then. But yeah, Justin broke Jin's cover, so presumably he's going to get rid of the Walker there. Flight Suit goes to Lost Pile. Veers is going to die. Yeah, so Leia Rebel Princess did her job early in the game, but then once Tarkin's Bounty came out, her value was reduced a little bit, and then of course General Leia made more sense late game to get some of this retrieval in, so that was obviously well played by Justin. Managed his Leia personas to maximum potential. So probably a battle here with Jin, yeah. So really just needs to draw 3 so that nothing bad happens per se. I think, did he cycle on all wings? No, it's the handle, so it's a 4, so that'll break the immunity, so Eric will just lose the walker. That'll be end of story there. And Eric has 1 card in hand. Justin probably, I think we said he has a Hujix. Yeah, so it looks like Eric might have been able to get away with like a 15 or 16 loss if he drew up last turn. Now it's like it's going to be more like 17, 18. Beaumont runs away, and Justin does not draw anything. Eric's going to activate everything. So he can ping for 2, that'll get reduced by 1. So then Justin will toss a card from hand here, probably a Hujix, I'm guessing, or whatever the other card is, barrier from hand, okay. And now Eric, so that's 7, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 damage from Eric. He's just going to drop here and not let Rose get any force back, so that's a good play. So Justin wins game 1 by 17. Lost piles 22 to 33. So Eric's got to make up 11 there to force a tiebreak. So Justin says 5 minutes, so that's perfect. I'll tag out. Thanks for 5 minutes question mark. Thanks to everyone. And Eric says sure. So yeah, so Dan will fire up the PC stream. Thanks everyone for tuning in. And hopefully we have a fun game 2. Everyone have a good day. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.